Boom!
Oh my God, that's so fun. For those of you who are just joining us, why we're laughing is that Jordan is not here today. We're using his software, and it got really exciting because it was like, ready, set, boom, so that we could use Boomcaster, and we don't know what's going on. Hello, and welcome back to the Good Talkers podcast. It's delightful to have you all here with us today. I am Tessa Livingston, and I am joined by the fabulous Ashton Haugen.
Hi.
And Deanna Cooney.
Hey, how are we all today?
We are good. I don't know if that was rhetorical or not, but I'm going to answer.
Yeah, good.
We are missing the lovely Jordan today. He is out and about doing his fabulous things. So I'm in charge.
Tess is in charge.
Which I didn't really think about because when we were messaging this morning being like, he's like, oh yeah, sure, I'm not going to be there, but you can da-da-da. And then when I started doing the things, I went, I actually don't know how any of this works. I don't like, and then I was like, do we have a script for today? No, I don't think so. Like, is anybody? So no, everything is not organised for today. So team, we're going to have a lovely, what I'm referring to as a fireside chat today. We're going to do our little, I've got my tea. Has Ashton got liquid?
I also have tea.
Oh, stop it. So cute, team. That wasn't even choreographed. Look at us.
My mug is my favourite mug in the world, by the way. It says, mums are like dads, only a million times cooler and smarter or something.
Oh, which one of your favorite children got you that? Or did you buy it for yourself?
Yeah. One of the many, many Mother's Day gifts that came from a stall at a primary school. Like, that's just what happens when you're a mum.
Love it.
Right.
That's fantastic. Well, because Ashton's, what have you got? Yours is like a potions one.
Mine looks like a cauldron, and it's the Sanderson sisters.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I love the Sanderson sisters. That's one of like the best Halloween movies ever.
Yes,
really?
and I have two
that.
best friends, and we call ourselves the Sanderson sisters. So,
Love that.
Cute.
I dressed up as a Sanderson sister for Halloween once. It was fun. I love that.
Fun.
Oh, well, my mug is just the Good Talkers podcast one, the skew whiff one, not the straight one.
Have you got a straight
Ashton,
one?
You've got the straight one,
I
Ashton?
have the straight one, yes.
You have the straight one.
I used it last week, or the last recording we were doing.
Yeah, you did too.
Yeah, I did.
Too. Cool. So for today, we're just going to have a little chat, just to see what everybody's up to, touch base, see what we're working on, what's been happening just recently. I was going to open with like a shit chat, but I don't really feel like I need to.
I think we just
that's what we're going to do
the whole thing's going to be a chit chat, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And to be fair, it was just a grumble about almond milk, so it's nothing really that exciting.
Oh, we'll save that riveting content for next time.
Jessica's personal grumbles with almond milk.
Save that riveting content.
I'll tell you what, it's great. Honestly, that's the difficulties in my life at the moment. It's almond milk. Cool. So open the floor. What are people? Dee, what are you up to at the moment? I feel like I've seen lots of posts from you just recently with different bits and pieces.
What am I not up to at the moment is probably a more relevant question. So I went to Adelaide a few weeks ago for the premiere of a big feature film that I have a small role in. It's small, but it's cool, and that was really super fun. First time I've ever been on a red carpet, and it was like all big and official.
And you looked
shit.
banging in your sparkly jumpsuit. My God.
I
know, right?
Amazing.
So good.
All the sequence. You got to make the most of these situations when they arise. Like, I don't know if I'll get to go on another red carpet. Actually, I probably will, because this film is really, really good, and it's an Australian-made film, but it stars Daisy Ridley, who is the British actress who plays Rey in all the new Star Wars films. So pretty big star. And so it's going to get theatrical release in the US and in Australia and probably the UK as well, I would say, because she's from there. So I might get to go to some more red carpet events internationally.
Stunning.
I'll have to get a different sequiny outfit.
Hey,
or I'll just wear the same
if you
one.
come to an LA premiere and you have a +1.
Oh, yes,
you
for
know
sure. Absolutely.
Who to ask, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Does your +1 include New Zealanders?
Maybe. I don't know. Like, I could ask.
I'm real fun on a plane. If I can get myself to Perth, I'm a good time sitting on a plane. Like, I'm awake the whole time. I play games.
All right.
Sell it like that. I could be your emotional support LA trip person.
Sure.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Thanks.
I'm going to need one. Like, I'm going to need one for sure. Yeah, so that's been happening. Lots of voiceover work. It's the time of year where lots and lots is kind of happening. But I've also just kind of picked up another brand voice, which is really, really nice. I've been trying to get back to being a brand voice for a while, like probably before COVID, and maybe it was slowing down even into that. But like 10, 15 years ago, brand voices were a really big deal. Like you really wanted to be a brand voice. And that has sort of changed in the Australian industry at any rate. Like New Zealand, same. Yeah, it's really pulled back.
It's not really brand voices anymore.
I think I have thoughts on that. So finish your thought.
Yeah, great. Yeah. So brands, what I'm noticing is that they're changing voices on a regular basis. And that's really cool, right? Because it really opens the market up for lots and lots of other people. And it also means that whole kind of exclusivity thing, whilst it definitely was great from a financial perspective. If a company was willing to pay you a chunk of money to not work for other people, that was really, really great. But not having that in place also means I'm free to work with whoever I want, whenever I want now as well, which is really, really nice. But it seems to be shifting again, which is like just what happens in our industry, right? Things shift and change a lot. And I'm finding now that brands are starting to settle into like the trust factor that comes with having the same voice doing a lot of their stuff, So like I just started doing work for a government-based organisation over here called Powering WA. And essentially what they're doing is upgrading all of the power infrastructure around the state, like regionally and in the cities and stuff, and so that it's more renewable and all that kind of stuff, which is really, really good. And they want a consistent voice, right? Like they want the same voice talking to the people all over the state, so that there's like this level of reassurance, so it doesn't feel like disparate like messaging and ideas and that kind of stuff. So like that's really, really cool. I really like that. And it means that whilst it's not here's an exclusivity, kind of contract, and I haven't signed a contract with them, they have just said to me, oh, you're our voice. We're going to be using you for like all of this stuff over the next 12 months.
Cool.
Very
Good
nice.
change, but it's just, and it's nice because it feels as a voiceover talent, it feels really nice to know that there's probably going to be some consistent work coming up.
Yes.
Like as a freelancer, as someone who is a gig worker, it's so nice to go, oh, you want me to do more of your gigs in the future? Okay, thanks. That's awesome. Cheers. Yay. Right? Even if it's a false sense of security, I'm going to lean into it right now because I fucking need it.
Get it. I think it's such an interesting conversation because I think that's so indicative of what's actually happening in the market. Consumers don't trust brands anymore. And so like there's and we're also, our attention span is so quick, because I've noticed that too through the agency side. People aren't getting long haul gigs, they're getting one-offs, because I don't think marketing agencies are even 100% sure on what the best way forward is.
Yeah.
So why would you do a massive campaign of this, that and the other thing if it's not going to work 6 months down the track because the trend has changed or the political landscape has changed or the, all of those sorts of things. So yeah, we've noticed it too. There's a few things coming through, but they're not with everybody. They're with your homegrown brands that have been around forever. Yeah. So the ones who are comfortable. So like, for example, in New Zealand, there's a company called One New Zealand, which is like our phone, internet, something along those lines. I don't actually know. Something like that. I don't use them.
Telcom.
Something like that. Yeah, they're in that kind of region of stuff. And they are doing a rebrand, but they're one of New Zealand's like few cell phone providers. So like they're a brand who can afford to do that sort of thing, whereas like other brands I don't think feel so comfortable in the market at the moment. So it's not as we're getting lots of like ad hoc, like one or two pieces, like someone might get a couple of spots for a certain brand and then they move on and then it's a new marketing brief and it's a new, so yeah, I think there's a lot of uncertainty, and the voiceover community is definitely experiencing that too.
What's it like for you, Ashton, in that space? What are you noticing?
It was interesting that you brought up that brand voices are not a thing anymore. Not that they're not a thing anymore, but like the exclusivity of a brand voice is still and in America we are still excluded. So say even if I'm not technically the brand voice, even if they hire other brand voices, I'm still excluded. Say I do a commercial for McDonald's. Well, then, of course, I'm not allowed, while McDonald's is using that, whatever the usage is for, 12 months or whatever they bought it for, I'm not allowed to do Burger King. So there is an exclusivity there that may not be in other countries that I didn't even know that was a thing.
Well,
for
I
you
think
guys.
it probably does exist to a degree, right?
Yeah, we have that too, but there's wiggle room.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not really
There's wiggles.
there's no wiggle room here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because we don't sue people so much.
And that could be it. And that could be it.
We can be like, I'm so sorry, we didn't know they had that spot. And they go, no worries, let's figure out what we're going to do. Like, it's much
like
less...
reasonable human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Oh,
Yeah. Like critical thinking and stuff, you know?
Like,
Emotional intelligence. And...
Also, like, I really, if I'm being completely honest, and I may shoot myself in the foot for saying this, but I don't think that someone is going to be listening to my Burger King commercial and then hear me again for McDonald's and be like, oh my God, I don't know which one to choose now. Which burger should I eat? Yeah, like, it's not, it's, in the grand scheme of things, it's never going to matter if we're being honest.
Anymore, right? It used to. Like 15, 20 years ago when the pool of voiceover talent was really fucking small, this mattered, right?
Big deal,
because you didn't want to have ubiquitous voices. And that's what happened. Like 15 years ago, I remember walking into a studio and literally an engineer going, oh, it's the ubiquitous Deanna, she's here, right? Because I was fucking everywhere in my local market, right? Because I was one of a small number of voice talent that were doing pretty much like all of the retail kind of style work, right? And you literally could listen to an ad break and hear me 3 or 4 times.
Wow.
Yeah. Love
right? For different things and stuff, right? So, like, that was a thing. And that's why exclusivity contracts and stuff had to be signed and why it had to be a big deal. Because if I was reading for McDonald's, right, I couldn't also be reading for, you know, any other brand because there just wasn't the same level of diversity in voices in the marketplace to start with. So it was obvious, right? These days, also, there wasn't as much advertising. You had TV, you had radio. That was it.
That's it. Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
And there wasn't even a lot of it. In WA, 20 years ago, there were like 2 or 3 stations on the telly. That was it.
Oh, I love that. We were like that where I'm from too.
So literally you were everywhere. If you were one of the people doing the things, like that's why you could like watch one TV station, the ads come on, you're like, oh, I don't want to watch these ads. You switch over to another ad and like another station, you're like, oh, it's the same person doing a different ad type thing. Like that happened a lot. So that's why that whole exclusivity thing happened. And it just it's not required anymore.
I don't think it really is.
It'll come back round.
Probably.
It'll definitely come back round. I think as the landscape switches from small attention span, low trust, those sorts of things, like social media heavy, as we start to swing back the other direction, I think we'll get more locked in to exclusivity, branding, and people building trust with their community and their customers. I think we're going to start slowly swinging back that way soon. That's what I reckon's happening anyway.
I think it sort of has to some degree.
Yeah, well, because we've gone all the way this way.
Right.
It's got to start coming back, and it's just important to notice those sorts of things. I think as a VO talent, you just have to be on top of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it makes life really, really hard. Yeah, being aware of the economic market in terms of how people consume content is really helpful for you in how you put yourself forward as a demo, as a voiceover artist.
Yeah, I agree. Like it is the thing that helps you decide what kind of demos to put together.
Yeah.
You know, and a big part of this process was me a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago, putting together a demo that specifically is for branding purposes.
Yeah.
So my current demo, like the version that is everywhere at the moment, is demo specific. Branding specific. Like I put it together. It's got full tracks on it. It's like got multiple full 30-second tracks in it because I need people to know that I can carry an ad for 30 seconds. I can carry a storyline and I can carry your fucking campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? That needs to happen. A demo with a whole bunch of 6 to 12 second snippets doesn't doesn't show storytelling capacity. It doesn't show that you can take
Not
a person on an emotional journey from start to finish of a story. And, that's one of the important things about branding work, right? They're little mini films. It's a 30 or 45 second or whatever, or 90 second even sometimes mini film. And so as the voiceover talent in that space, you have to be able to carry that. And a 10-second snippet of an ad doesn't show that you can carry that, So like it depends on what kind of work you're trying to get. It's really important that you recognize that, and that's what your demo in Australia at any rate, and New Zealand I guess as well. Your demo is what shows people the kind of work that you want to be doing, that you can be doing, not just the work you have done, unless the work you want to keep doing is the work that you have done. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and then don't change anything.
Totally, it totally depends on where your demo is as well. Like at the moment, having, and this is my interpretation of it, and I'd be interested to hear what everybody else thinks about it, but having long form pieces on demos at the moment isn't hitting quite as well as short snippets. They want to hear that you can do lots of bits and pieces. So, and that's what we're sort of working with at the moment, because there's lots of variants on briefs that are kind of in the same genre but kind of not. And so, if I've got 6 15-second different type, those are really successful demos at the moment. That's what I'm noticing. And
cool.
But if you've got your own personal website, those sorts of things, have your agency representation having the one that's more indicative of the market so that you're booking agency stuff, and then have your other stuff heavily like topped on your own platform so that you can represent that. Yeah, you can represent that quickly as well, because it's not always possible to have all of your excellent content represented through your agent, because they're like, well, that's not booking at the moment, so we're not going to have that.
Totally right. Yeah.
Whatever that is. Yeah.
I think it also
it's a hard thing.
Yeah, I think it also depends on like where you're at in your career and what 100%. You want to be doing. Because I'm not sitting in my booth like ready to record voiceover all day every day. It's almost a bit of a challenge for me right now. Like my agent has started saying, I need to get in touch with you a week in advance, right? It's not actually working that way. I make voiceover a priority, right? And I actively look for slots. But the people that I work with are willing to work around my schedule to a degree as well. So my agent and I are having regular conversations. I have engineers that call me and go, hey, we've got a voiceover coming up this week. What's available for you? When are you available?
Yeah.
And I tell them the slots that I have, and then they go back to the client before they even contact my agent, right? Sometimes.
Right.
Because I've got relationships with them, right? And I'm at the stage of my career now where I don't need or want to be doing heaps and heaps and heaps of voiceover work all day, every day, because I've got all these other things that are equally as important to me that are taking up time, that generate income for me, that do all of those bits and pieces. And that means that my demo, if it's something that is like, look at all the gazillion things that I can do, that implies that I'm available to do all of the gazillion things.
That's true. That's true.
So it was a strategic choice for me to really narrow down what my demo represents, and I don't get as much work as a really broad demo might generate for me, but that's what I want. That works for me.
Then
self-agency.
Yeah, then that's your demo. Then that's exactly what your demo should be, because that's what works for you. Yeah.
And it's working. It's getting me the stuff that I want to be doing. I want to be working with a small number of clients and working with them consistently over long term. That's ideal for me, because then I get to build relationship with them and we get to collaborate and interact, and the expectation is that it is a team effort. We're producing something together, rather than there's a group of people over there producing things and they're just hiring me to do bits and pieces here and there, or I've got 70 bazillion different clients coming at me with different things. This is much more manageable for me, and I feel like I do better work like this when I get to collaborate with people as well. So it's just really interesting. I think it's definitely a career maneuver rather than a day-to-day get money in the door maneuver.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Plus you're also a lot farther down the line than most people are. You can be more specific, or you know what you want more than somebody who's not as far down the line as you are.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'm
it'll
definitely
change
in
as
a
well.
get money in the door phase.
Yeah.
But speaking of demos, Tessa, I hear that
Go.
you are doing stuff with demos. Yes? No? Maybe?
I am doing stuff with
What are you
demos.
up to with
I
demos
am.
lately?
I would quite comfortably say that I'm a demo producer these days.
Wow.
Yeah, that's so cool.
It's really exciting. I have 4 in production this week, which is mad. It's so
Wow.
insane. It's so cool, and it's like just recently. It's like you were talking like career like changes and things like that. Like it feels like just recently my focus has become quite different, which is really exciting. So I'm producing 4 demos this week, and I produced one 2 weeks ago, and I produced a couple before I went away on my holiday and those sorts of things. And it's really cool. It's actually quite a fun process. I think I've nailed it down to a way that makes it really helpful for me. So like if you like working with me, I'll do an assessment first. Like I will, I've got a set of scripts that I know really well that have covered different genres of commercial and and I'll send them to you, and then you voice note me, and I do voice note coaching over that, like just like not necessarily coaching, but like adjustments, and be like, I want to hear this, I want to hear this. So I'm checking to see if you're directable. I'm checking to see if you can hit performance markers, and it's sitting really comfy. Also, I wrote the scripts, most of the pieces that I want people to work on because I know them really in depth and I know what I'm trying to hit as a target. So that's really cool. And then based off of that, I'm like, I've got 3 options. I'm like, hey, look, I think you need to go do training. Go see these people, which is usually you two. And I'm like, these are people I've worked with in depth and I trust them a lot. Go see them. So send them to you guys. Or I will go, hey, look, I think you're sitting really comfortably in the middle, but because I work building demos for agency representation, not for middle tier sort of stuff, I'll produce 3 pieces for you that cover places where you want to be working. So you have really beautiful, clear audio, original scripts for you to start moving forward in that space. And then if I think someone's, their acting stuff is great, their voice stuff is great, they're directable, and I can find a place for them in the market and how I would produce them, then yeah, I'll produce a full demo with them. We go into studio and we record, and it's really cool. And I was having a little panic moment about 4 days ago, because I had 3 people say yes all of a sudden. I was like, I was like, oh my God. And I was sitting down going, I said I would write original scripts. I have to write original. What the?
Now you better get writing. Yeah.
That's a lot of content. That's a lot of content. You know, if I'm producing 6 per person, that's 18. That's 18 original scripts, different genres, different da-da-da. And I've found a really fun way to do it where I can like bang out like 4 in like 20 minutes. I'm like, oh, that was fun.
Sick.
So it's getting really like second nature. And also, fun fact, when I was at high school, I did English, like everybody had to do English, and I did really good in speeches and that sort of thing. And then I couldn't do writing. I was terrible at writing.
You mean like
and
creative
my English
writing?
teacher, no, in like essay format and those sorts of things. And my English teacher was like, you write how you speak. This is a problem.
It's not. It's
Not
perfect.
anymore.
Not a fucking problem. It's
Not
not
any
a
fucking more.
perfect for what I do, because now I am so good at writing how I speak. Like we talk about in this heaps, being like written language doesn't always transpose to spoken language.
Yes.
I am a spoken language writer.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for me, like I start writing shit down, I'm like, oh, that sounds fucking cool.
Oh gosh, you should be doing copywriting classes for agencies and stuff as well.
Yeah, that'd be so. I'd love to do bits
truly,
and pieces on that.
Honestly, I wrote a post about this the other day, right?
Yeah.
And I think I saw I did a reel on this, right? It was like, and it was me going, oh my God, we've actually got time. Oh, I can breathe and I can
I did
put
see
love
that, yeah.
into it. Oh
Yeah,
my God,
yeah.
this is awesome, right? Because it like when you get a script that is written to be spoken and runs basically to time, like, oh my God, it's the holy grail of like voiceover sessions, because you're just like, oh, like everything is just amazing, right? And so many copywriters are like beautiful storytellers, but they're absolutely trapped in written structure.
Yeah.
And then we have to do so
Yes.
much work in the session, not just to try and make it sound naturalistic and like it's spoken, but often edits have to happen in the session because there's all these extra words in there that don't belong. There's like there's
Totally.
grammar structures that are different. There's punctuation points that are not the same. Like things just don't land the way that they think they're going to land, you know? And that makes the session 20 bazillion times more complex than it would be if people just knew how to write spoken.
Exactly.
And longer,
that's
and
what
so
I
much
love about
longer,
it.
like in the actual session part. Yeah,
is
so
what I'm
much
saying.
longer.
So
Yeah.
much longer.
Yeah.
So I'm really enjoying it. Because I know what I'm targeting. I know what I'm after. I know the vocal quality. I know the genre I want to put it in. And so like my scripts that are like that, so more like brand anthem or that sort of thing, they're slow. There's few words. If we're going hard sell, we've got more words. We've got competing words. We've got alliteration words. We've got things that help those things sing without actually having to do that much work. I'm feeling real good about it.
This is so exciting. I fucking love it.
It's
Such
really
a good
cool.
place
Yeah.
for you. So proud
I'm so
of you.
proud of
Yes.
you. I'm so like
Yeah.
honestly, genuinely proud of you. Like,
Yeah.
it's really, really nice
Thank
to see
you.
you do something you're very good at. Not that you weren't
Yeah.
always good at everything you do, but like this, I know that you're gonna you just are gonna be fabulous at it. I cannot wait
Thank
to
you.
like hear all the demos you
Yeah.
produce and like see the success you're going to have.
I have to send you one that I did just recently because I'm really proud of it. But what I'm finding is really interesting. I spent years trying to do all of these things. One I'm good at, and I couldn't manage to sell them. And I think I've got like an 80% hit rate with my conversion on having a meeting with someone about doing a demo and actually going forward with it.
Yeah, great.
So it's working. Whatever it is working.
Well, I think probably it's your confidence in it.
Yeah.
Like that generally is what sells stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like if people were coming to you and going, I want you to do my demo, and you were like, okay, I guess I could probably write something for you. No one would hire you, right?
Yeah. To be
So,
fair, I
like-
think I sounded like that on the first couple, but
Probably you did, right? Probably
Probably,
you did because you weren't sure of yourself yet, right? But like you're building all this competency around it, and like hearing you talk about it, you know, you and I have had conversations about many things around business, around being a voiceover artist, around teaching, around coaching, around like all of the things. We've run programs together. We've done all sorts of stuff together, right? And this is definitely the most confident I've ever heard you be around
cool.
like something, a thing that you're
Thank
doing. You know, like you just seem really like settled and excited at the same time, but it's like really grounded in like, oh no, I can do this. I know, and not just, oh, I can do this. It's not like oh my God, I'm surprised I can do it. There's like this really like grounded, oh no, this is my bag. This is my thing.
is
I've
what I
been
do
doing this
now.
my
Yeah.
whole fucking life, and now people are paying me for it. Yes.
Yeah, and
You
it
know,
really
that's
feels
lovely.
like that too, which is great. And people are saying yes to the price structure really quick.
Yeah.
There's no like because when I lay it all out, they're like, oh yeah, that's actually a good deal for
makes
what I'm
sense.
getting and
Yeah.
and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's really exciting, and it's nice to feel grounded in a project. Like, okay, I can do that. That works for me. So yeah, I'm feeling very happy about it. Thank you for the lovely feedback, team.
Oh,
Thank you.
so proud of you. It's so
Thank
good.
you.
It's fucking great.
Ashton, tell us what is on your card at the moment. What is going on?
Oh man, I got all kinds of stuff going on. It's kind of weird because when it's starting to be that time of year where you sit and you reflect. And you're like, okay, what did I do this year? And like right now, I feel like I'm not getting a lot of the work that I used to. But then I look back and I'm like, but you did a lot of things for the first time this year, which is really cool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like for example, this year I have a live action dubbing movie on Netflix. It's on there right
Get
now.
the fuck out.
Yeah, you can go to Netflix.
What?
It's cute. I play a daughter.
What's it called?
It's called
What's it
Switched Up.
called?
Switched up.
I'm
Write that
searching
shit
for it
down.
now.
Switched Up.
Switched up.
It's
Switched
kind of
up.
like a Freaky Friday situation, but with the whole family.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So it's like Halloweenish themed, which is like right up your fucking street.
I love it. Was really cute. It was
Oh
so
my
fun to
God.
do. If you know Chelsea Krause, she's another voiceover artist. Anyways, I'm friends with her. She was actually in it too. We didn't know we were both in it until it came out, and then we're like, "Hey, that's you! Hey, that's you!" So that was really fun. I did that, and then I also did in December. I get to go to a gala of a screening of a movie that I was in.
Oh my
A
God.
short.
Oh my
I
God.
know.
Oh my God. This is so great.
Yeah, so I get to go
I work
to
with famous people. What the fuck?
I get to go to a gala for it's actually a film company called Film to Future. And so they're a nonprofit that helps underserved students learn how to make films. And so I was helping them with their animation in the animation department. And so there was a film, it's called Overstemming. I play the voice of a girl who is she's nonverbal autistic. And so I'm like her inner
You're
voice,
her
like
inside
her
voice.
I'm her inside voice.
Wow.
Yeah, so I get to go see that in December. They're having a screening of it. I'm really
Wow.
excited. So,
Are you going to
I'm
wear
also-
sequins?
I have a dress. It's not. I don't have sequins. No, I have a dress though. I bought a dress. It's very poofy. It's very. It's poofy.
Nice.
It's
If
not
it ain't
sequins.
sparkle, make it big.
Yeah.
2 ways of taking up space. I love
Yeah,
it.
either sequins or poof. You can't have both. You can't have sequins and poof.
Imagine both.
No, it's like the opposite of what Deanna did. It's like
my
black
God, I love it.
and like tons of like chiffon. It's like got big sleeves
Oh,
and stuff.
I
It's very
can't
cute.
wait to see it.
Oh.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
And with all your red hair and
Yes, it's gonna
Yeah.
look really good. I'm
with
excited.
that high contrast makeup going. Oh my God, I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
looking at it. It's like right here. I was like looking at it.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I'm excited for that. I was really excited when I did it because we went into the studio in like Culver City, and it was the first time I called my mom after it, and it was the first time because usually when you do voiceover, you don't get things like craft services. But it was the first voiceover thing that I ever had, and I was like, "Mom, they offered craft services for my voiceover thing. This is like
What's
the
craft
first time."
services?
Craft services.
Oh, okay. So
Me and
Like,
Deanna are like
yeah,
excited
you!
for you,
What the
but we're
fuck is
like,
that?
what is it?
so stupid. It is. It's food. It's the.
Oh,
it's
right.
the catering
so
they
food,
provide.
drinks and things and stuff.
It's
right.
the catering they provide.
I thought
Yeah.
that's what it was, and I was like, I want to check. That is like bougie as fuck. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm the talent, and they're feeding me.
Exactly. And it was all like catered all nicely for like sandwiches and wraps. And the girl was like, "Yeah, take 2." I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Stop my bag."
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's just like you feel so seen as a talent when that's happening
Oh,
for you.
it's the
When the
best.
people around you have gone, this person's
care of
coming
you.
in, they're important to our project, and we're going to treat them how we would treat a high level creative. We're going to give the
Yes.
it just
they
feels
really
so
did.
nice. Yeah,
It was fun, and like I know it's like a learning. It's supposed to be a learning experience mainly for the students, and it totally was. And they were amazing and wonderful. And then the adults that were helping them were also super. The audio engineer and the director, they were all just, I mean, super fantastic. It was just a really wonderful experience, like all around. So I can't wait to see. Because I didn't even get to see like what my character looks like or anything. I just got to do the voice. I got to meet the other actor. I got to meet the other actor, so it was me and her. So I know her. I've met her, because there's only 2 characters in the film, and but I don't know what either of us looks like. I didn't know like anything
Wow.
about it. It was really it's going to be like a
Wow.
total surprise. The only thing I've seen now is a very small picture of a like movie poster, what they did with all of the shorts that they were screening for that night.
Right.
So that's all I've seen, but I'm super excited. So I did that. I'm wrapping up
incredible.
my I'm about to start the last of my 4-book series that I've been doing. My Crowns of Croswell, my audiobook baby that I love so much, is going to be wrapping up and ending here pretty soon. I also started to work with pretty consistently with Vox Books, which
cool.
is a company that it's only in libraries. So what it is they take children's books and they put a little device on there that actually will read the children's books to you if like the
Sick.
children don't have anybody to read them to you. So I've been doing some of those, which is really nice. I got to do a graphic novel series recently, and it was very like cartoony, which was super fun. I got to do all my
Sick.
cartoon voices, and they really loved it.
Ah.
So I got to play like this whale and this like murderous kitty cat, and I made him sound kind of like Dr. Evil a little bit.
Murderous kitty cat like Dr. Evil. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Tess is having a moment. Murderous kitty cat.
I just
It was.
got so much from what you just said, and it works. It just makes sense.
And
So, like,
Dr. Evil, murderous kitty cat.
he was,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
So, like, it's
Like,
been weird. I've been doing weird things, like things I haven't done before.
yeah.
And it hasn't been as, like, I can't, it's been the best paying work I've ever had.
Cool.
So maybe that's why I feel like
Right.
it hasn't been, like, enough work, because some days I don't have work.
Yeah.
But it's still, like, maybe that's why I feel
Yes.
weird about it. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
you're not killing yourself.
You're
What's
not
wrong with
hustling.
you?
You're
Yeah.
not like burning both ends of the candle to get all the
Yeah.
things done. This is
Yes.
really interesting, right? Because I've started doing I've built another arm of business in this last 6 months, and I'm working on like public speaking and speaking coaching and all of that kind of stuff. And one of the biggest things that I've been talking to people about is a mental reframe around busyness and hustle.
Yes.
And
yes.
and like reprogramming their relationship with the amount of work that they have to do, and the idea of feeling busy and that equating to value and self-worth and worth of like how much
Seriously.
space you take up in the world and all that kind of stuff. And like our whole environment, our whole world tells us to hustle hard and things are only worthwhile if you work hard for them. But also, like, generationally, we've been handed that shit down from our
Yeah.
parents.
Yes.
Our
100%.
parents gave us that, right?
Yep.
And it's really hard to unravel ourselves from something that has been generationally like passed down to us. This is like
Totally agree.
literally the first time in the history of our world where we can make lots and lots of money or do lots and lots of good stuff with not as much effort. But it's really challenging for those of us who have developed ourselves in environments that value hustle and hard work higher than anything else, right?
Yeah.
Right.
To let go of that. It's really challenging.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to, maybe for me, to not pursue some of that lower hanging fruit,
Yes.
so that
'Cause it
I
feels
can
safe,
pursue the
right?
higher, because it feels safe. So that I can pursue the higher hanging fruit. But if I keep pursuing only that lower hanging fruit, I'm never gonna be able to have time to pursue that higher
Totally.
hanging fruit that I want to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
So I feel like
love
that
that.
is that has been a lot of this year as well. I feel like that my focus is changing. And it needs to change even more, whether I like it or not. Like, at this point, you're like, I just gotta, like, give it to myself. Like, whether you like it or not, like, you're gonna have to grow. Like, there's no other choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so excited for you, because I think I'm having a really similar feeling where I'm going, I've always been very, very selective. Like, if you look at my track history with how I operate in my careers and things like that, if I don't like something, I stop doing it.
Yeah.
So, which is
Same.
great. And I used to think it was such a negative thing, and I'm now realizing it's actually it's a little bit of a superpower, because I've created such a niche for me where every time I engage with work, I'm like, yeah, I like this. Yep, I can charge more for this. Yep, I'm really good at that now. So it's so that's really exciting. So I understand that feeling, and I love being not busy but busy. Like, that feeling. Right, we have officially like 3 minutes before we need to wrap up. Deanna
Yes, okay.
has activities
I have
to
to
go
go.
do.
I have to go.
She's going to the cricket.
I'm going
and
to
I
the
don't know if it
first
means
day of the test. I'm very
so
freaking
excited for
excited.
you.
Fucking
love
can't
cricket.
wait. Hurry up, let's do this
Love
bit so I can go.
So, rude. Okay, so what I would like to do is I would like to just whip around really quickly and say something that you're excited, like, work-wise, like moving into for next year. What's something that you're like, yeah, I'm really excited to start working on this project. I will start while you two think, because I already had it ready to go because I'm asking the question. So I'm really excited for next year because over the last 6 months, I've taught at all 3 major drama schools in New Zealand, including a teenagers one. So, and what that has done is that, so I taught American accent while I was there at all 3 of those drama schools, and it went incredibly well. And I have put myself forward to run voiceover programs because they currently don't have any. And I think having actors walk out of a educational program with an acting reel and a voiceover reel
Oh my God.
is insane that it doesn't already happen.
my
And so
God.
I know it upsets me greatly that it's not a forefront. It makes no sense.
why?
Actors are voiceover artists, like, and we can blend and we can like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm really excited to start tackling that, because teaching, for, like, I love booking gigs. Obviously I love booking gigs, but for me, teaching is feeling really fulfilling. So I'm sticking in that realm, and I'm excited for that for next year. Go somebody else.
It's also very similar, like, to one of the goals that I have. So I also teach at an art college here in Southern California, and they have only the one acting class that I provide, but the students are asking me for more. So I'm trying to get together some kind of proposal where, one, they want more voice acting specific classes because they are animators and they want to be able to voice their own stuff, and they want to be able to voice each other's stuff, like their own projects. Even if it's just scratch, they want to still be able to give good scratch and, like, give a good performance. So
Of course.
they want that. They were also asking for a full-on, like, theater program, and we just, like, acquired but we started working with a very small theater down the street.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I am trying to put together a proposal with me and some specific students who are very excited about it, and hopefully we can create some type of theater program, even if it's just like sit down readings of scripts, or like scripts that they write and we'll read them, something like that.
Amazing.
Start out small.
Nice.
Improv. If we'll do a night of improv, something like that, to get them going, and then maybe even give them some credit. If we get big enough to do, like, a whole production, they can earn actual credits. So that would be my goal for next year as well. We'll see what happens with the political climate of the United States. I'm not going to guarantee that that's going to happen next year, but it would be a really lovely thing if I could get that going.
Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Nice.
Deanna, you.
To be honest with you, the last 6 months has been so freaking mental for me that I'm actually like, I feel like I almost need to take a break from setting goals and trying to achieve them,
Yeah.
But that said, I really do have some ideas about things that I want to continue to grow next year. One of them is bringing my performance skill set into corporate environments. And
Oh, cool.
because I'm starting to work with people in that space now. I'm working with the director of a government organisation at the moment. I'm coaching her on her public speaking, and I'm really excited about bringing a performance-based approach into that environment, because a lot of the public speaking skills, like, stuff is very stand like this, do this, and
My God, I know.
and so I'm bringing the inside work of being an actor to that space, and I'm really excited about that. And the great thing about that is it's also supporting me in that, like, work less, make more money kind of space, because the budgets in that environment are really, really healthy and lovely, and I can get paid really, really well for work that is, less time. And when I'm able to do that, it's going to open up opportunities for me to do other kind of voiceover work and acting work that I haven't had time to pursue, like, namely video game and animation kind of stuff. Like, I've for years, like, every time I say this, Ashton goes, "Fucking come on," right? Like, because I really want to get into that space, but I don't have time at the moment. Like, I don't. And there's absolutely no point me putting time, effort, resources into creating a banging demo if I can't do anything with it yet. So
100%.
I will start the ball rolling, and with the idea of when I have more time in my calendar, because right now my calendar is like, it's like wall to wall, right? Which is really fun in some ways, but absolutely fucking exhausting as well.
Yeah.
So once I create a bit more space in my calendar by shifting my workload into that more, like, high money, lower time kind of space, which is really weird because I feel shame saying that, right? Like, and this is what I was talking about before. When I say, "Oh, I'm trying to earn lots and lots of money, not doing very much," I'm like, I want to vomit. Like, really, it makes me feel like.
But that's just what we've been trained to in our brain. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing.
Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I feel
mean
quite
anything.
comfy with that statement. You say that statement, I'm like, yeah, that works for me.
Look, like, rationally, cognitively, it works because I know it's what I want, but I have a very strong, like, internal nervous system emotional reaction to it. So part of my work for the next year is resolving that.
That's so interesting. I don't have that about that.
That's cool.
Ooh, I might lean into that a little
Do
bit
it.
more as like
You
as
should.
like a power source. That's interesting. Because normally when you say things, I'm like, "Oh, I can't do that," and then you said that, I'm like, "This one makes sense to me. I can fucking do that one. Come on."
Yeah, amazing.
Amazing. It has been fabulous to sit and just have a bit of a natter.
That was nice.
For those of you, I was going to say, for those of you who don't normally join us before the episodes, of course you don't join us before the episodes. Only us. This is what it's normally like, which is why Jordan gets so mad with us, because like we'll be like, oh, we're going to do 3 episodes today. We've got 3 hours. We should have time. No, because we spend the first 45 minutes fucking around
catching up.
doing catch-ups. So it's nice to give you guys a bit of an insight to how our normal conversation kind of runs. This is what we do on the daily. So thank you so much for joining us on the Good Talkers podcast today. It's been fabulous to have you here, and have a good time with the rest of your day, whatever you're doing.
And hang on, just one thing, right? Let us know what you think of this kind of format of an episode as well.
Yeah.
Like, did you enjoy just listening to us like riff on stuff, right? Is that something that you liked, having a bit less formalness, a bit less structure, a bit less like, today we are talking about blah, 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 you know? Like, let us know what you think, because if this is something that works for people, we can do more of these. They're fun.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, yeah. And we probably already have a lot of content that covers it, just snuck away somewhere in somebody's folder. Probably mine. It's been fabulous. Thank you so much, you two lovely human beings.
Mwah.
Hopefully next time we'll be joined again by Jordan.
Yeah.
And have a fabulous rest of your day. Deanna, enjoy the cricket.
Thanks.
Ashton, have a nice nap because it's evening time for you.
It's so good.
And
And
I'm
Tessa,
going to go have lunch.
have some lunch. Yeah.
Have some lunch. All right.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Bye.